Most cities take 100 years to grow. You come out here and you see this modern mini metropolis, if you like, that's effectively 30 years old.
To actually build a city is a pretty interesting story.
Bob and Maha have achieved something that frankly was next to impossible.
You know, history would show that this project should never have succeeded. It had a very poor reputation that was known for its prison, a mental health facility, a housing commission area.
In the middle of the bush.
Basically in the wilderness.
This was really ordinary land.
They couldn't find a buyer in the whole country. And we went to the government and said we would like to build a city.
It was quite outrageous, really.
There were issues that had to be addressed.
That had no approvals. Half the land was zoned rural.
To then pitch a master plan project with a large residential community that would have universities and golf courses and lakes and major shopping centres and ultimately public transport. To pitch that was an incredibly brave thing to do, and you know, Maha was at the front of that.
We were totally committed to enhancing human and social capital.
I think that there was a view, well, look, this is worth a try, that might just work. And it did.
Peter Sisson's interview.
Would you be able to summarise the first 10 years of Springfield's story?
What time we got till? How many times were we all in?
A lot of pain, a lot of agony.
Well, it's been an adventure.
Springfield is a fight from start to finish. Certainly in the early years, it was just one battle after another.
To create something out of nothing, everything was hard.
As you can see, this area here is still completely undeveloped.
It was a massive project. I don't even think we completely understood the scale of it.
Maha had contracted a 5-year term on land that had no approvals for a lot of money, which we didn't have, and everyone thought we were crazy, particularly Maha.
We were a small band of people who were taking on an enormous undertaking against enormous odds.
But we didn't see the obstacles, we saw the opportunity. It was a very glass half full mentality.
To assemble 3,000 hectares of land outside any city, anywhere in the world, is very difficult. No other city has been built in this country other than Canberra.
And of course, Canberra was built for a specific purpose of bureaucracy.
Springfield was something that had never been done before.
The government said, in order to get an approval for a new city, you had to have a special validating legislation and an act of parliament.
It was something that was always going to be very difficult to achieve, but it was always worth a go.
I sat on the Parliament House and we watched the show where all the 89 parliamentarians turned up. The subject was debated very fiercely. Why should we give an approval for a new city?
I think people from all walks of life recognised that this is something special and something unique.
It was decided to go for a vote. Friends, you may not believe this, but one by one, all the 89 hands, the government, the independent and the opposition supported this project, giving birth to the only city that has been built since a federation in this country.
Did it have opportunity? Absolutely it did, but boy, there were some challenges along the way.
I honestly think that the early team were 1,000% on a mission to create something that the world hadn't seen.
It's quite different to a property development. What is the big bang that you have to create to get a city started?
You know, I can assure you that in the early days of this project, we were ridiculed.
Day one, you were selling people a dream. and a lot of people didn't get it.
We were telling our community we were going to build them a city. People just looked at us and thought, oh, that's never going to happen.
When they said it was going to be a city with a city.
A new city.
No way.
But the internal thinking was just totally different.
When you believe in what you're saying, you just got to keep saying it.
We are talking about the largest master plan community in Australia.
When we had to plan this city, we studied other master plan communities and we learnt a lot from them of what to do and what not to do. Finally, what was drawn by our architect is a city that is very, very unique.
And the chairman absolutely encouraged us, we should bring financiers, valuers, we should bring the entire world to see what we're creating. And we would point to the trees and say, and that will be lakes, and that will be the shopping centre, and that will be the golf course. And people must have thought, totally nuts.
We had to get our act together and we had to work our butts off.
It was just a step-by-step, let's do this, then let's do that.
Maha wanted a freeway, Maha got the freeway approved.
Then we'll find a way to deliver a golf course.
Maha wanted the railway, Maha got the railway.
And then we'll do this and that and other.
At the end of the day, the guy is just a person that just can't be stopped.
But there's no way that Maha would have pulled it off without Bob, and vice versa, to be honest.
The two of them have made a partnership that is unlike any business partnership in Australia.
Maha Sinnathamby and partner Bob Sharpless were nothing if not ambitious. Australia's first privately built city.
It'll be bigger than the Brisbane and Ipswich CBDs combined.
It's got to happen with this much of massive population moving here.
Currently 16,000 people.
42,000 people.
Early next century, 60,000 people will be living there.
Springfield's a master plan community that's become a city.
A revolutionary plan has been unveiled to build
a health super centre for the new city of Springfield, southwest of Brisbane.
What's being described as the most significant health development in the country.
1/3 of the size of Brisbane's CBD.
It's critical at the national level to do it properly.
My name is Sister Angela Mary. I belong to the Sisters of Mercy who began the Mater Hospital. There was something about Maha that drew me to him. He wanted to make Springfield the best possible service that he could provide for people. If he had people living there, it had to be the very best for them. When he decided that he would like a Mater Hospital in Springfield, we want to help. Where there's a need, we will do it.
We always wanted to differentiate Greater Springfield, and so we did identify pretty early on the pillars that we thought set a standard for the rest of the country.
From the dawn of this project, health, education and IT have been our pillars.
They're the three growth areas of the Australian economy.
It was very important for us that this city recognize the human value. $32 billion has been spent to bring the city to where it is, and it will experience a further $50-odd billion to bring it to fruition in the next 30 years.
The impact that we've had is probably even beyond what we thought.
In 10 years of being Prime Minister, I had never been associated with anything quite like this. It's quite a mind-boggling concept.
If you look at the surrounding geographical areas, the Springfield development stands way above what people would have expected in terms of the quality and the actual social outcomes that we're achieving there. It's changed the trajectory of a part of southeast Queensland that would otherwise have been very mediocre.
The value added to a human being living in Springfield is enormous. Everything about this city is planned to the last detail.
It's about delivering something unique and amazing for the people that live there.
Without the involvement of Maha and Bob and their team, this would just be scrub.
I think the attraction of Springfield has always been that we've created a very aspirational community. If you want to do things better than they've been done somewhere else, Springfield gives you the opportunity to do that.
We want the concentration of brain power in Springfield to be very, very high. You light a lamp and you just fly off.
People see it as more than just a property development. Even the government calls us community builders.
to look back and know you're the same developer that started it in August 1992 is an amazing feat.
It's wonderful to see their recognition of the need of people.
We could have taken shortcuts. We could have taken an easier road. But we steadfastly stuck to the master plan. We rode through the cycles, and it's an against the odds success.
Every now and then you'll have someone that will decide to do something that no one else has done. Everyone else thinks it's too difficult, and cynics will say it will never happen. And it does.
The greater the challenges we take on, the greater the potential results.